from Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show.
We've got Bush.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning into the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No, I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. It's Thursday and time for another edition of Leykis 101.
Can you attend my class? It is for your own good.
I mean, a girl decides how far she's going to let you go in the first 5 minutes.
You in my class?
I am today.
So how long do I wait to call? A day. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, then a day.
Yeah. So 2 days. Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Definitely. 2 days is like industry standard.
Well, how long are you guys going to wait to call your babies?
6 days.
How many times you calling this week?
Twice.
Twice? You called her twice? Dan, never call abroad more than once a week. Never, ever, ever.
It's Leykis 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money. More importantly, we teach women how men think. Thank you for tuning in. I am your professor. This is my classroom. Class is in session. This is where we teach the tenets of Leykis 101. Many students have taken this class. Many of you are going into the field with the material that we've covered here in the classroom. You are taking your learning into the laboratory, and you are coming back to us from the field with actual field data that shows that you men are getting laid more and listening to less hot air, spending less money, not tolerating bitches, not getting involved with single mothers, not wasting your entire bank account trying to bag some chick. It's that simple. I remind our friends in Dallas, Fort Worth, the whole Metroplex who are listening to us on Live 105.3. You are now hearing Leykis 101 live. You were hearing it on tape. And we give a special shout-out and invitation to all of you to call in and participate. We are getting a lot of calls from Dallas. We're thrilled to hear from you guys. But if you would like to learn how to avoid a serious relationship, how to avoid serious commitment, how to avoid marriage, how to avoid impregnating your girlfriend, how to avoid committing too soon and then spending the rest of your life regretting it or looking around or screwing around later on, I'm the man who can help you do that. I am the professor. Randy writes in, and by the way, you can write us, the address tom@blowmeuptom.com. Randy writes in, it says, Tom, my mom turned me on to your show about 3 years ago when I was going through a nasty divorce with my high school sweetheart of 12 years. We had one child who I'm now paying over $500 a month for, not counting the other expenses of food, clothing, and medical. I gave 100% of my life to this greedy bitch. Now all I am is an effing paycheck. But your words have changed my life. My roommate is a 25-year-old stripper who not only lets me use her like a dirty little slut, I get to F her little friends, too. Best part is, I never have to spend a thin dime on any of them. Now 30 years old, I get more trim than ever in my life. Tom, I spread your word whenever possible. Every man out there should know just what's at stake when you say, I do. Thank you for helping me see the light, and I will teach my son your wonderful words. Randy. Thank you, Randy. Cray writes in, it says, Tom, why should I never date a single mom? I am a new occasional listener and do not know why this is one of your credos. I am involved with a fantastic single mother of 2 wonderful girls. She's one of those beautiful inside and outside ladies I have ever met, and her daughters are the sweetest little girls I know. We all get along famously. If I followed your credo, I would not be happy now, so please enlighten me as to why I'm making a mistake. If you want to know, we are both waiting right now for sex. I'm hardly surprised by that sentence. And it's okay by me. She is honest, caring, and everything good in life, so why should I pass on this wonderful lady just because she has children? Well, that's not the only reason. It's because she won't have sex with you. He says, I cannot have children due to a genetic disorder. Well, I think I've babbled on long enough. Boy, you sure have. Just enlighten me to the reason I should not date a single mother. Well, Cray, let's start with the fact you're not getting laid. This is a course for men who want to get laid. If you don't want to get laid, you should leave the classroom immediately, because we are a classroom of men who want to get laid. And the women who want to understand how men think. That is our classroom. Single mothers, of course, get you involved with their children. So rather than having a sexual relationship or a romantic relationship, you're having the experience of being a surrogate parent, spending your dates going out as the four of you to Chuck E. Cheese, theme parks, going on cheap vacations to lousy motels instead of beautiful places like Maui or Kauai or the Napa Valley or Puerto Rico, other beautiful places I could name, Europe. No, you're not taking the girls to those places. I mean, if you want to continue to show up and spend money on somebody else's children and not get any sex, you're not the kind of guy who should be taking this course. You're not. I'm not saying every guy should take this course or follow what I say. All I'm saying is this is a course for men who want to get laid. And following my rules will get you laid. It's that simple. Dating single mothers, not a good idea. Of course, if you're not having any sex, there's no danger that you will impregnate her a third time. End up paying part of the freight, which you're doing anyway. Listener Unsigned writes in and says, Tom, I'm dating this girl. She's really hot, and I've banged her twice. I've been seeing her. So far, she has wanted me to pay for her jewelry, clothes, and makeup. So, as you can see, she is very spoiled. Should I tell her I'm not going to pay for it anymore? But then I won't get to bang her. What should I do? I hear your show every night, so I think I know what you'll probably say, which is dump that bitch, but what should I do? Pal, if you're going to be paying a chick to have sex with you, pay a pro. There's much better-looking call girls out there, much better-looking hookers out there who perform these tasks. You pay them a flat fee. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to hear from them. You don't have to hear them bitching, crying, moaning, begging, complaining, nagging. None of that stuff. Why in the world would you pay a woman's expenses to have sex with you? You're a chump. Of course, dump that bitch. Have high enough self-esteem to understand that you can have sex without spending a penny. Please. Gary writes in, it says, Tom, love your show. I've been with all types of girls, and the only thing they all have in common is that they're all manipulative bitches. Since I've tuned into your show, I've said enough is enough. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Ass cracking is up, phone numbers are up, and I'm not focused on just one chick. I'm running with the ball, and everyone is getting tagged. Thanks, Tom. You are welcome, Gary. Appreciate it. Jonathan, 21 years old, writes in and says, what's up, Tom? I just wanted to write you and tell you what happened the other day. I decided to go ahead and try the old ATM receipt, and it was a bit rough, but ended up paying off in the end. A friend of mine who is a concert promoter has money going in and out of his accounts constantly. I asked that when he had a large amount of money in his account to hook me up with the receipt. He ended up giving me one that had well over $250,000. As soon as I had it, I hit the grocery store. Anyway, I was waiting in the checkout line. I noticed the hot piece of ass behind me. I had a lot of items, and she had only 1 or 2 tampons and some other girl product. I asked if she wanted to go ahead and cut in line. After I gave her my spot, I began talking. Moment of truth, I told her that I was going to have a party at my house later, and here's my number. I pulled out a bunch of papers and lint out of my pocket, including the ATM receipt, and I grabbed the receipt and wrote my number on it. As I was handing it to her, the a-hole behind me says, ha, 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 Leykis 101 grad. It was cool at first. Then she asked the guy what he was talking about. The guy said, this kid is trying to get into your pants with a fake ATM receipt. I didn't know what to do, so I just told the guy to can it, and I told her I had no idea what he was talking about. She kind of gave me a bitch look, checked out, and left. Might I add, he says, the cash register guy, who was a fag, was laughing the entire time. So that night, as I'm drinking some beers with my friends, the little money-grubbing hoe calls me, and to my surprise, she wanted to kick it. After going over a few more things like where I live and where I worked and all the other flirting nonsense, the slut came over. I ended up doing her for hours. What a dumb hoe. P.S. I did do one thing wrong, though. I gave her $2 to tip the cab driver. Is that bad? Yeah, that little slut. You shouldn't have given her a dime. For Christ's sake. I love being your professor. I really do. And if you've got questions for your professor is in attendance and listening to you.
Tom. 1-800-5800.
The last 6 months, man, that I've been getting so much poo-tang has been a shame, man. Leykis 101 is the real thing. All those people that are out there in denial, they better get their heads out their asses. And all those females that are in denial, they better start giving it up. And it's the truth. It's the real, man.
It's Leykis 101 on the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show, Leykis 101, 1-800-5800-TOM. He's our telephone number. I am your professor. Let's say hello here to Sarah. Sarah on Leykis 101. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Sarah.
How are you?
Do you care, darling?
I do, darling.
I'm doing great.
Okay, so my boyfriend turned me on to listening to you, and I've been listening, and I hear, just like the last letter you read, about how men should never date single mothers. Well, I'm 20 years old, and I'm dating a single father.
All right. And
I'm just asking, like, what you think about it. I mean, okay, he had 3 kids with his ex-girlfriend, and we take care of them full time. They live with us all the time.
is that what you want?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's really hot.
Yeah, but dear, you could have sex with a guy like that without taking care of his children.
And he takes really good care of me. I don't pay for anything. I live with him. He pays for everything.
So you want to be a mother at 20 or a stepmother?
I love his kids. I love them to death. I would, like, do anything for them.
Well, then what is your question?
I'm just wondering, like, do you think what I'm doing is a bad thing, or...
Well, I don't deal in morality here, dear. We don't talk about morality.
Okay, well, I'm asking, like, what do you think, would you...
I think a 20-year-old girl should be dating many different men.
But I've already dated a lot of different people.
Dear, you are immature at 20. And you need to have more experiences. How much traveling have you done?
I've been to France. I've been to Italy. I've been to almost all the states in the United States.
Uh-huh. And your college degree is from which university?
This is my 3rd year at Cal State Long Beach.
Uh-huh. And what are you majoring in?
Communications.
Well, what do you plan to become, though, for real?
I don't know.
You don't know. You're spending too much time raising children to be thinking about that.
Yeah.
Well, you should know that. You see, before you get into a serious relationship, you should know the answers to these questions.
I don't.
And you don't.
Something, but you know what? Like, the more I thought about it now, because like I'm here, like with his, like raising his family with him. Like, I don't really want to work after I get out of college.
Well, dear, again, you are throwing away your life. And no doubt, are you using birth control? Probably not.
Yes, I'm on the shot. I get it I've been on the shot ever since I met him.
Yeah, and when do you plan to have your own kids with him?
After, like, we get married.
Great. 4 kids, 5 kids. It'll be great.
You don't think that's great?
No, I really don't. I think, first of all, I think 3 is enough for any couple.
Yeah, it is a lot. It's a hassle.
So why do you need more? Because your ego has to be satisfied.
I want my own.
Why?
Because I think every woman at one point or another wants to have a child.
Well, it doesn't. The fact that you want to do it doesn't mean it's good for you.
Okay.
Plenty of people want to do things they shouldn't do. Ever see a cheesecake and say, "I want to eat the whole thing"?
Yeah.
The fact that you want to do it doesn't mean it would be good for you, does it?
No.
So the fact that you want to do that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
You don't think that I shouldn't have any more kids with him? Not that I had.
Well, first of all, I don't think you should be having any kids until age 25. Let's start with that. Number one. Number two.
I wouldn't be 25 until. I mean, we're not engaged or anything. We just live together.
All right, but you know what? How many guys have you been with, Sarah?
I would say maybe like 11.
You mean you had sex with 11 guys, or you dated
Yeah.
11 guys?
So I've had sex with 11 guys. I've dated way more than that.
All right, and that's enough.
Sure.
So you're telling me from age 20 to age 85, one man will be enough for you?
I hope so.
You hope so.
I mean, we have really good sex. The best sex I've ever had.
Right.
And let me tell you, the other day
Well, you know what? He doesn't strike me as the most responsible person in the world.
He wasn't at the time.
No, he wasn't. And what does he do? And well, let's talk about him. Now let's talk about him. What does he do for a living?
He works with computers.
Doing what?
He works at an avionics company. He takes care of, like, the computer systems, like the management.
So he's the IT guy?
Yeah, that's what he is.
Right.
Exactly.
How much does he make?
About $75,000 a year.
Uh-huh. Okay. And what was he doing having all these kids and not being married so young?
Because he didn't listen to the Tom Leykis show.
Well, that's certainly true, but what's the real reason?
To tell you the truth, because when I first met him, I didn't know. I met him at a club, actually, and he didn't tell me that he had kids till like a month after we were talking and stuff. Mm-hmm. And at first, it kind of freaked me out, and I kind of didn't want to date him. And then we got to talking about how he had his kids and everything, and I guess he was brought up in the kind of family where his mom and dad didn't teach him that there were, okay, his ex-girlfriend is one of those girls that you talk about that say, oh, I'm going to the doctor to get my shot. And, like, he would be like, okay, he would have no reason to think that she wasn't, and she just wouldn't go. And he would think that she did.
Right, but now, once burned, twice shy. I mean, wouldn't you think after that happened one time?
Yeah, that's what I think about all the time.
So doesn't he strike you as somewhat irresponsible individual?
No, not at all. He's
very
he's
responsible.
Really responsible now because he has 3 kids. But I mean.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have 3 kids.
I know, and sometimes I know it sounds really bad, but sometimes, like, as much as I love him, like, I wish that we could just be alone, like, and it could just be me and him, you know?
Yeah, but it can't be, ever, for the rest of your life.
I know.
And then, after these kids start to grow up, then you'll have your own kids and prolong it even longer. So you'll be, 50 before you have time alone with him?
Yeah.
And you really think that in a state where 2 out of 3 marriages end in divorce, and the younger you get married or the younger you get with somebody, the more likely it is you will divorce, you really think you'll last till 50, waiting for that moment, huh?
I hope so.
I know you hope so, dear, but I'm not talking about hoping, wishing, and dreaming. I'm talking about reality.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm hot. I could get just about any guy.
Not anymore, because now you're hooked up with one guy, and that's it for the rest of your life.
You make it seem like it's so bad. You don't want to be with someone just for the rest of your life?
Well, put it this way, not at 20.
Not at 20.
No.
Yeah, so what age? You said people shouldn't get married under 25, right?
They should not have a serious relationship until age 25. That's what I believe. But, Sarah, you're going to do whatever you want, and all I can say is good luck to you.
The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
Yeah, baby. From Los Angeles. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Leykis 101. I am your professor. Let me say hi here to Catherine on the Tom Leykis Show on the Gastrointestinal Force of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, WURP.
Oh, Tom.
Yes. Well.
I got a question for you.
Yes, Catherine.
Do you think that guys can go out for a guy's night out when there's a serious relationship with a girl involved?
For a guy's night out? Depends. What kind of guy's night out are we talking about?
Oh, you know, like go to the bar, watch a football game, whatever. Kind of like girls' night out, except, you know, it's guys' night out.
Well, here is the difference between most guys' nights out and most girls' nights out, okay?
All right.
If a guy's going out to watch a football game, especially in a place like Pittsburgh, how many women are in that bar?
What if he's going like bar hopping with, you know?
Wait. Let's start with this one. You said we're going out to watch a football game. How many women are in a sports bar in Pittsburgh? Not many.
I was just in one a couple weeks ago, but that's...
Yeah, but how many were they?
Probably not very many.
Not very many. And the ones who were there would any self-respecting man want to screw around with one of those fat, chunky pieces of cheesecake that walks into these places?
Come on, Tom. I'm not a fat, chunky piece of cheesecake.
I'm talking about the other ones you saw.
Well, actually, I didn't see any because I'm blind, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, take it from a sighted person, okay?
I will.
The chicks at a sports bar. Now in L.A., it's a different story. And if you call from L.A., I'd give you a different answer. But I've been to Pittsburgh, yes.
So wait, what's the answer for L.A.?
The answer for L.A. is that most sports bars are really meat markets with TVs.
So guys shouldn't go to bars in L.A. if they got a girlfriend?
I'm just saying that sports bars are really meat markets. And the reason they are is because people in L.A., while they attend sporting events and they try to talk about sports, they don't really care about the teams and know much about them. So you go to most sports bars in the L.A. area, the sound is turned down, there's music blasting, and chicks go to sports bars because they know they'll find guys there. It's a whole other scene.
So
but,
wait,
but L.A. is its own thing.
Are you telling me, though, that guys, when they go out for a guy's night out, aren't looking for chicks, but chicks, when they go out with a girl's night out, are looking for guys?
Well,
is that what you're telling me?
Well, first of all, again, what I'm saying is no matter who's going, it depends on where you're going.
Okay.
Now, if you're going with the girls to Starbucks to have a cappuccino and talk about handbags, that's fine.
Okay.
If you're going to a bar where there's loud music and a dance floor, that's not fine.
So if you're a guy going to a bar with a loud music...
I don't think guys... No, you know what? If you're in a relationship, I don't think guys should be going with a dance floor. No.
Okay.
Because when you go to a place with a dance floor, the reason people dance is to pick each other up. That's the purpose of it.
Right.
A lot of women like to say, no, I like to dance with my friends. This is me and my friends dancing together. You know what? Every time I've seen 3 or 4 women dancing together, it's either been a lesbian bar where the 3 or 4 women dance together for about a minute and a half, and then guys cut in, and then that's all over.
Okay.
And that's what happens.
Well, hey, that clears it up for me.
But what always happens is that you've got the single chick who hooks up with a boyfriend, but all her friends are still single. And the single friends call up on the phone and go, hey, let's go out like old times. So you go out with them, and they're still trying to pick up guys, so they're not going to Starbucks with you. They're going back to the place with the dance floor.
Right. Okay.
And that means you're being put in a position where guys are going to be grabbing your ass while your boyfriend sits at home. And guys,
that sounds horrible. My boyfriend will be coming with me.
Well, that's what happens.
All right, Tom.
All right, Cat.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Here to help. Pittsburgh checking in. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Jeff on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom.
Jeff.
Question for you.
Yes, Jeff.
I go to a bar last night. I follow Leykis 101. I find this girl who I've talked to a couple times.
Yeah.
I buy her a shot, $4 shot. You know, you say don't spend any money on the women.
Right.
I bought her a shot. She was already loaded before I even bought her the shot, but not by me.
Right.
We started talking. We took her back to my friend's house. We started making out in the back seat of my truck. And one thing led to another. Went in the house. I got her butt naked. Started, doing the little 4-finger shuffle down there.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to proceed to do the intercourse, and she said no. I didn't get any, I didn't get a Hummer, nothing.
Right.
No play at all.
Okay.
Good night, Tom.
All right, but that was the one time you've been with her, right?
The one time I've been with her.
All right, well, Leykis 101 calls for the 3 strikes you're out rule.
Right.
It is not unusual for a woman, quote unquote, not wanting to appear to be a slut. So, of course, taking her clothes off and letting you diddle her, what does that make her seem like? I don't know. But, fine. Okay, you got that far the first time around. My view is that there's a maximum of 3 opportunities, and after that, you're out. Now, there are chicks who do this just to tease you. Right. But your goal now, next time you're with her, you have to take it further, even if you don't go all the way. If you don't take it as far, if it doesn't work out as well, out.
Right.
But you can't necessarily expect to bang a chick the first time around.
Right. But with following the Leykis 101, I have. So.
Right. And what I'm telling you is that we always say 3 strikes you're out in 101.
Right.
Now here's the deal. There are exceptions to every one of these chicks' rules. If you are a sports figure, a rock star, if you're Mel Gibson or Tom Cruise, well, then they're not going to make you wait 3 dates. If you're a billionaire, you get right in. But if you're not in any of these categories, you probably have to wait a date or two.
Gotcha.
Look, you've gone this far so far. I would certainly try again next time, but if next time she starts going, don't touch me, or things like that, out. You know, maybe she started sobering up and realized what she was doing and decided to back out.
Right. And at one point, I was just thinking to myself, boy, I was going to take you home.
Mm-hmm.
So I because she's in the sorority, and I was trying to bust in the sorority crew, you know, and
yeah.
I'm thinking to myself in the back of my head on the way home, I was like, what did I just do?
Well, no, you've gotten, that's step one, you've gotten that far, but you have to keep moving forward.
Gotcha.
If it moves backward, get up.
Gotcha.
Okay?
All right, Tom, blow me up John Ritter style.
Here you go. John Ritter style. I am your professor. It's Hakeem.
Professor.
Hakeem.
It's an honor, sir.
I know.
Let me tell you, Professor, I have a master's degree in your class.
You do.
Master's degree.
Very good.
But, Professor.
You know your professor is a master debater.
I have a master's degree from your class. I graduated
and a cunning linguist.
Yes.
Yes.
But, sir, there's one thing I'm going to have to break.
And an amateur gynecologist.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me do this. There's this girl from my work, sir, that I would like to date.
Yes.
And now it's against 101, but, sir, with my master's degree from your college, this is something I have to do. She's a 10, Tom.
Uh-huh.
And I'm willing to, it's my job just to bang this chick.
All right, so you're willing to lose your job if necessary.
If necessary.
Well, that's the litmus test right there.
Okay.
So when I tell you not to bang a chick at work,
yeah,
I always ask first, do you like your job?
Yes.
Now, if you want to keep your job,
like my job,
if you would lose your job for her?
No.
You would not, or you would?
I would not lose my job because there's an issue, Tom. We work in two separate buildings, okay?
That doesn't mean anything. Do you work for the same company?
Yes.
All right. If you...
She is in the sales department.
Well, the hottest chicks always are in the sales department.
Yes. She just came into the company about 6
The hot chicks are never in the accounting department or the HR department. The hot chicks are in sales. That's the way it works.
Yes.
And in radio, this is times 10, okay? The hot chicks are never on the air.
Yeah.
The
Tom,
hot chicks work in the sales department.
Professor, she's hot. So what do you think? With all my masters, do you think I will get an F for this, or what should I do? I mean, Well, again, if you're not worried about, here's the worst case scenario. Yes.
You go out with her.
Yes.
And then you follow my rules and you don't call her right back or something, and she gets pissed.
Yes.
She decides to go to the HR department and say, Hakeem engaged in unwanted sexual attention.
But
I told him to stop, and he wouldn't stop.
Professor, I've done this before, Professor.
I understand. What I'm telling you is, if you're not worried about the worst-case scenario,
yes,
then I have no problem with it.
Thank you.
But you have to know that is a possibility.
I understand.
Okay. So as long as you know that, and you're willing to take the consequences,
yes,
and you can handle that, then
I have done it before, and I think I can do it again without facing any problem with the company.
All right. Well, again, you have no control over that. She is the one who will go to the HR department if she decides she doesn't like you.
Yes.
So if you, what do you do for a living, Hakeem?
What do I do for a living?
Yes.
I work in management here in it's a very big corporate office in Dallas.
Yes. And so you make good living?
Oh, yes.
Now, if you got fired from that job because you are giving unwanted sexual attention to an employee, and now I find out you're in management, so you are her superior, would you find another job that easily?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, before I let you go, I want to tell you, man, you have about 5,000 young Sudanese in Dallas, and they worship you religiously.
I love that.
5,000 young Sudanese here in Dallas. I introduced them to your class, and they love it here in Dallas.
Well, be sure to say hi to them, and
they're glad that you're back in Dallas Fort Worth area.
So am I.
Yes.
Hakeem.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Yeah. Take me out James Brown style.
James Brown style. We used to have James Brown style. Boy, Hakeem has been listening for a long time. Here you go. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Steve on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Steve.
Hey, I had a quick question for you. I've just been listening for a short time, and I'm a new student to Leykis 101,
right.
and I've tried a few of your principles, and they seem to work really well. One of the things you were talking about the other day is how your wallet's a 10 and you're a 1 or less.
Yes.
Basically, what I was going to ask is, do you have any good tips on how to make it appear that you have a lot more money than you actually have, and still not spend it on the women?
What do you drive, Steve?
I drive a Ford Ranger truck.
Ford Ranger truck. Okay. Well, you can't tell how much somebody makes by what kind of truck they drive. So that's a good thing right there. If you're driving a truck, that can cover up for a lot. You just let them know that you've just kind of been a cowboy all your life. You've always driven a truck. Don't let them believe that you bought the truck or you leased the truck because you couldn't afford anything else. That's number one. Number two, you live in an apartment, Steve?
No, actually, I live in a house with a roommate.
Is it a nice house?
It's middle class.
All right. You're living there while your house is being worked on.
Okay.
Friend of yours let you bunk down with him until your house is complete. Go to the nicest part of town. You live in Vegas?
Yeah.
All right. Go to the nicest part of town. And Vegas has all those new build areas out there. Go find on one of those where they're building all those nice homes on the outskirts of town. Go find one of those big 4 or 5 bedroom jobbies that's in process.
Okay.
And make sure you know how to drive there without looking at a map, okay?
that would help, wouldn't it?
So here's what you do. So a chick meets you at your house with your roommate in a middle-class neighborhood, and you tell her that your friend is nice enough to let you stay there because the lease was up on your place, and you're waiting for your house to be completed. And then before you go out to drinks or whatever you're going to do, drive her past your home. The one that's that $500,000 job they're building on the outskirts of town.
Right.
That's where I'm going to be living when it's done. Isn't it beautiful?
It's ingenious.
Yeah, and then how will she? By the time she figures it out, you've already hit her and run.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. What do you think about maybe buying? I know you can get like fake Rolex watches and the suits and the clothes.
Well, you can do that, but you know what? If you drive a truck, you do well to stick to like jeans and boots. Try to put on kind of a cowboy air.
Okay. People
can't tell how much money those guys make or have. And in fact, if you've ever been to Texas or Arizona or New Mexico, you know that a lot of these guys, jeans and boots, they're billionaires, for Christ's sake.
You got oil money.
No one really knows how much they have. So it keeps it ambiguous.
Okay.
The minute you start trying to compete with Hugo Boss suits or imitation Hugo Boss suits, there are chicks who read GQ. They keep up on that stuff. They know.
Okay.
That's something I wouldn't play with.
Unless you can actually keep up.
Unless you know what you're doing.
Right.
But then again, you're a metrosexual, and you're probably watching the Fab Five.
I don't want queer eye for the straight guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But that one where you say, I'm just living here till my house is completed, that is a very effective way to go.
So most of the time, the chicks buy that one, then?
Oh, absolutely. Well, what are they going to say? How are they going to check?
Yeah, they're not going to ask you for the contract for the house.
What, are they going to ask you for the deed and the parcel number of the property? Come on. You take them by your house that's in front. Believe me, these chicks are so parsimonious. All they care about is how much cash you have. If you pull them by the house, I'm telling you what, it's like writing your phone number on that big ATM receipt.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Does your question have anything to do with what I'm discussing on the air this hour?
No.
That means that's the end of the call.
My question.
You bitch.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis 101 coming up with your professor here. You've got questions, toll free, 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. You can also email us. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Or call our comment line. The number, area code 310-842-9592.
The Tom Leykis Show.